One, I want to welcome you here to our Community Financial Education Forum. And my name is Ronald George. I'm a business director located here in the Houston area. And so today we're going to be diving into the basics of money management. And so I want you to know that whether you are, there we go. Whether you're just starting your financial journey or just looking into getting back on track, I want you to know that tonight this session is for you. So we'll talk about how to understand your spending. So some other things that we're going to be discussing tonight is talking about creating a workable budget, setting up an emergency savings, paying off your debt, and then if we have enough time at the end, well, we're going to dip into the basics of just investment. So tonight, I want you to think of this as your financial foundation for financial wellness. And one thing I want to emphasize just right off the bat, that this isn't about being perfect. It's about making progress. Because money can feel overwhelming, but with simple strategies, you can feel in control and you can feel empowered. So if you can, grab a notebook or something to jot some information down on your thoughts, and let's get started on our path to mastering your finances. So, learning the basics of saving and building financial wealth here. So let's start first here by understanding why this topic is so important. Studies show that 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That means that most people don't have a cushion for unexpected expenses, which can create ongoing stress. Now, being under financial stress doesn't just affect your bank account, but it can impact your sleep. It can impact your relationship with your friends, your loved ones, and it can impact even work job performance. But there's good news. I'm not the here to just bring you doom and gloom, but I want you to know there's good news. Learning to manage your money gives you freedom. Freedom from sleepless nights, freedom from strained relationships, freedom for poor performances on jobs. And so when you build good habits, it allows you to take control of your future instead of your future taking control of you. So the goal here isn't to get rich overnight. It's to gain a peace of mind and create a life where your money supports your goals instead of you being a constant source of anxiety for you. So before you can fix your finances, you need to understand them. Tracking your expenses is like taking a snapshot of your habits. I want you to just for 1 month, write down every expense that you have. I mean, everything every expense that you may have, such as the impulse buying that you do at Amazon, the $4 cup of coffee, the snacks that you buy at work, the little things that when you go shopping, you see that's on sale that you don't need, but because it's on sale, you purchase. But write all of those down. And now there are apps that you can use like Mint, which is an online app. You can use your banking statement to get the history of your account, or you can even create a simple spreadsheet. Now, the goal here is to get a clear picture of really what's happening with your money. Now, as you are tracking your spending, you ask yourself, is this a need or is this a want? Needs are things like rent, like groceries, like utilities. Wants might be things such as a subscription, like dining out, like shopping. And that distinction is important because when money gets tight, you want to know where you can adjust. And you'll need to know where you can make adjustments because awareness is power. Once you know where your money is going, you can start making more intentional choices. So we can do this by creating a budget that works for you. There's a concept that we've talked about, but I know we've talked about it over the last several weeks, and that's using the 50-30-20 rule. Now, A budget isn't a punishment, it's actually a plan because good budget reflects your values and your goals. And now there is a method that we have also shared with you. It's called a zero-based budgeting, where every dollar that every dollar, every expense that you have, expenditure, it goes at the end of the month, it comes out to be zero. Then there's um the envelope approach. This is a budgeting method of putting cash into marked envelopes that are available for specific expenses each month. Now, the key here is to find a system that fits your lifestyle. Your budget should be flexible because it's a living document. It should adjust with your changes because changes will take place. And don't forget to include some fun because budgets that are too restrictive oftentimes fail. The key here is balance. And so you want to create balance here. So let's talk about okay, emergency funds here. Think of emergency fund as your financial cushion because life can be full of surprises, such as a flat tire, medical bill, a job layoff. Because without a cushion, these events can throw your whole budget off track. The goal is to eventually save 3 months, 6 months, even if possible, up to a year's month of experience. But if that feels overwhelming, you can start small, saving $500 a month, saving $1,000 a month. It can be very helpful because it compounds and it can build over time. But you want to keep your emergency fund in a separate savings account so it is not mixed with your regular checking account. We don't want to have any commingling in this particular area. This isn't money that you dip into for vacations or new gadgets. It's that peace of mind money. So when life happens, you'll be able to have it. So, so what we've been discussing here is tackling your debt. And how do you do that? You do that by managing your debt wisely. So debt is one of the biggest roadblocks to financial freedom, especially high interest debt like credit cards. Now, this type of debt here can keep you stuck paying interest instead of building wealth because compound, for example, if you have a bill with a high interest rate and you don't make payments, the interest can compound and your debt can grow until it becomes unmanageable. Now, when you make payments, the high interest on the balance, it can make the debt grow back. So it feels like taking 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards. So sometimes it feels like it's impossible to pay off that balance. So you want to make sure that you don't want to get stuck in paying these high interest credit cards. Now, there are two popular methods or strategies rather, to tackle debt. One is called snowball and the other one is avalanche. Snowball means paying off the smallest balance first. That's to build momentum. And avalanche means paying off the highest interest rate first to save the most money. You choose the one that motivates you the most. Whatever you do, always pay the minimum when you can. And then try to avoid taking on new debt while you're paying things off. It's a process. But every payment gets you closer to that freedom. Now, what do you do? What do you say? What do you save and where it can make the biggest impact for you? Saving shouldn't be an afterthought. It should be your first priority. Let me make sure here. I need to I think I skipped one slide. I think I'm one slide ahead of myself. let me, let me, uh, let me keep talking here because I've got to, want to make sure here that I'm basing the money, find my. Yep, I'm just one slide ahead of myself here, I believe I am. But anyway, savings shouldn't be an afterthought. It should be the first priority. You want to pay yourself first. Um, means setting aside savings before you pay your bills. Even small amounts add up over time. You know, we're in an automated age and automation can help. You want to set up automatic transfers to your savings account right after payday. That way, saving becomes effortless. And then also consider setting up a sinking fund. Now, a sinking fund is a strategic way to save money by setting aside a little bit each month for a specific expense down the road. Expenses like a vacation, a car repair, holiday shopping. That way, when those expenses come up, the money is already there. Okay. And then a financial mindset. So our discussion has been designed for you to create a healthy money habits. And we do that by it's not just about math, it's about healthy and happy, about habits and discipline. Delayed gratification means resisting short-term desires for long-term rewards. And that's a key skill in building wealth. Lifestyle inflation is another trap. When your income goes up, so do your expenses. You want to fight the urge to upgrade everything. Instead, use extra income to boost your savings or pay off debt. And then you want to celebrate small wins. If you save $50 a week, you paid off a credit card, well, that's worth celebrating. And these small victories, they keep you motivated and they lead to bigger transformation. Investing, start growing your money. Here's the way here. Saving is great, but investing is how you grow your money. Start early, even if it's just $20 a month. Why? Because of compound interest. Your money earns interest and then that interest even earns more interest. Over time, the growth is exponentially. If your employer offers a 401k, well, I recommend taking advantage of it, especially if there's a match, because that's free money. You could also open a Roth IRA to invest on your own. And index funds are a great place to start. They're low cost and they're diversified. And there are a number of agents on this call tonight that can help you do that. If you're here for the first time, you can get with the person that invited you here and they can help provide you with some information on how you can become familiar with this strategy. And you don't need to be a stock expert to invest. Start simple, stay consistent, and learn as you go. And then we live in a time where technology can really help us manage money better. There are apps for budgeting, for savings, and even analyzing your net worth. Mint, which is an online app, is great for seeing all your finances in one place. YNAB, you need a budget, is also an awesome zero-based budgeting. Every dollar is easy to use and popular among beginners. And then for saving apps like Capital, you round up your purchases and move the spare change into saving. And Chimes offers automatic saving features. Now try out a few of these and find what clicks, because consistency with any tool will yield you some results. Now, let's look at an action plan. Let's bring it all together here. Your action plan doesn't have to be overwhelming. You can start this week by tracking your spending. And you can change what you don't understand. And then sketch out a simple budget. Put one area to improve, or pick an area that you want to improve. Maybe it's cutting takeouts or automatic savings. The point is to get started. And small steps compound over time. You don't need to be perfect, just consistent. Progress is better than perfection. And remember, your money should work for you, not the other way around. And so I want to thank you for your attention and your time tonight. Now, I want to just leave you with a quote. You don't need more money in some cases. Some of us just need better habits. And it's not about earning more, it's about making the most of what we have. And so when we are consistent, intentional, and patient, your financial life will improve. So one habit, $1, one decision at a time. And I'm going to thank you again and turn you back over to our host.
All right. Thank you, Business Director Ronald George, for that awesome